Praise be Jesus and Mary, my dear good people of God. Today, the Mother Church celebrates the solemnity of all saints. It is the feast of all saints. It is your feast. It is my own feast. It is the feast of our own patron saints. My dear brothers and sisters, when we think about this feast, the feast of all saints, three questions comes into our mind. Now, what are these three questions? The first question, who are these saints? Have you ever asked yourself, who are these saints whom we celebrate today and every day? And the second question, who are they to us? And the third question, how are we to become saints? Now let us try to answer each question. Who are these saints whom we are celebrating and venerating today? They did not born like saints, but sinners like you and me. And these saints were not extraordinary people, but they were ordinary people like you and me. But they lived the life of extraordinary by sharing, by caring, by showing love, compassion, kindness, generosity, and sympathy. Therefore, these saints today were rewarded with eternity. Today's saints were yesterday's sinners. For example, Saint Matthew was the tax collector. He was the public sinner. He was a notorious man. When Jesus called him, yet once he left everything and he followed Jesus. See, my dear brothers and sisters, the tax collector, public sinner, and notorious man became the apostle of Christ. Today's saints were yesterday's sinners. St. Paul was the persecutor of the Christians. He wanted to destroy the Christianity, the church. But one day, on his way to Damascus, he encountered the risen Christ, and he was totally transformed. The Saint Paul, you see, how the Saul became Paul, the builder of the church. Today's saints were yesterday's sinners. And second question to be asked, who are they to us? They are the inspiration for us to live the life of faith here on earth. They are the inspiration for us to love God with all our heart, with all our soul, with all our mind, and to love our neighbors. They are the inspiration for us to have perseverance and patience in hard times. They are the inspiration for us to live the life of beatitudes. And the third question to be asked, how are we to become saints? We find answer to this question in today's gospel reading. The gospel passage presents before us beatitudes and gives us some conditions to become saint. And what are these conditions? Detach yourself from material things completely and attach to will of Christ. Attach to Christ. This is what the saints did in their lives. They completely renounced and they detached everything and they gave up everything and they attached to Christ and they did the will of Christ. Secondly, those who are first ready to sacrifice for the sake of God, for the will of God, and for the well being of others. Saints who sacrificed themselves, they renounced their lives for the will of God. And those who are first merciful, compassion, kind, pure in heart, these are the people who can become saints. Therefore, my dear brothers and sisters, as we celebrate the feast of all saints, let us pray to our own patron saint so that